Hello and welcome back. This is tutorial number 2. So hopefully you've had a little bit of a play around with some of the basic functions that are shown you in tutorial 1. Just some very basic stuff. So let's think about going a bit further afield. So let's say that we're going to do a floor plan of your existing house. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, what you will do is you'll take some measurements and you'll come up with this. So I'm going to just go through that process on the basis of a normal semi-detached house using standard sizes. So I'm ready to start drawing, so I'll click line for draw, and I come down here, and the standard width of a house is around 4.5 meters. Oh, I haven't got draw. Just click escape, make sure that I click the line so I can draw. There we go. So standard width is 4.5 meters, so that's 4500, and return, and that gives me my line. And again, as from the previous one, this wants to carry on. Now I could, if I wanted to, because I know that the depth of my house is roughly about 9 meters normally, so that's going to be 9,000. And now, as before, I've gone off the end, so I'm just going to use the wheel on the mouse and zoom out a little bit so I can see. And now I'm more than happy for that 4.5 meters across the back to be the same, and come down there, and that would be the party wall between the two houses. So now I'm going to click escape because I don't want that horrible button on there. So now what I want to do is that's just the outside line of my wall. So dependent on the age of the house, it's either going to be a cavity wall structure or it's going to be a solid wall. So I'm going to do this as a solid wall for now. Then we'll duplicate it to represent a solid wall as well. So this is the way I do it, and again, the way I'm doing it, it works for me. It's not necessarily the easiest way. There could be a smarter function within AutoCAD to do it, but I'm only showing you how I get the best results for me, and how I find it easier to do. So I'm going to do exactly the same. So let's click a line. So I know a solid wall is 225 millimeters thick. So if I click to draw a line, I'm going to select this point here, and I'm only going to pull out 225. So I'm only going to type 225 in there and then return, and then that gives me this. So I know that that's 4 meters 500. If I take 225 off 4 meters 500, that gives me 4 meters 275. I hope. So I'm going to put 4 meters 275 and click return, and that gives me this one down here. And again, I want 225 off there, so if I go there, it's telling me it's 875, so I want to take off 225, so that's going to be 8,550, isn't it? So if I put 8,550, return, and then I can go that way. Click that, job done. Again, wanting to carry on drawing, click escape. So that's my solid wall. I'm not too worried about the party wall because this could be any thickness. It could be a single brick, it could be 100 mil, it could be 200, it could be a cavity wall, who knows. But for now, I'm only doing the floor plan for my house, not next door neighbour. Okay, so what I need to do now is, I'm sure you're all screaming at the screen, how do I get in this house? There's no doors. Very valid point. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a door. But obviously I've already drawn the walls. So how the hell am I going to do this? Okay, luckily I'm going to be able to show you. So we click the line function again. Now normally if I think of a typical terraced house layout, the door would normally be either in this right hand corner, or if it was a handed version, it'd be in the left handed corner. So I'm just going to come away from there 150 mil. So I'm going to put 150, ding, like that. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit because, as you can see, I've got all these 155 degrees, specify next point, and I can't see the blooming drawing. So using the wheel on the mouse, I'm scrolling forward so I can see a bit more, and now I'm holding down the wheel on the button of the mouse and dragging that up so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm ready to carry on drawing. So I just want a straight line down there, 225 thick, click, and jobs are good. Now I know that most door openings are 850, 900, they do vary. So I'm just going to go 900. So I'm going to type 900 in there and press return. And now I can do return that, jobs are good and finished with this. So let's get rid of it, escape. Now then, this is one of the magic bits. Well, I'm hoping it is because the interface has changed a little bit, so I'm hoping it's still the same. So now we're looking at this lot here. So it says trim. So this sounds interesting. So let's click trim. And it says select the object to trim. Okay, so I want this doorway to be a visible doorway. So if I hold that on there and left click, bang, that line disappears. I'll do the same again here. It disappears, but don't forget I've drawn 2 lines there. So I need to do that twice. And then if I scroll out, there's my door opening. Fabulous. Now similarly, and now I've finished trimming, so press escape gets rid of that command function. So now I want to replicate that on the rear of the property. Now normally, again, this is only from experience. Normally the back door is normally on the opposite hand. It could be anywhere you want it. You're the architect, and many architects do put things exactly where they want without any thought to what bricklayers might want. But anyway, we won't get me on that sort of soapbox, do we? Anyway, so I'm going to click the line function again. And once again, I'm going to zoom in because my eyes aren't what they used to be. Zoom in a little bit. So select the line function. When that little green square comes, that means it's locked onto the end of the building, which is great. That's what I want. So now I can pull across here. And again, I'm just going to go 150 mil. Return that line through there. Left click again. Then come along here 900 mil. Click 900 return, and then left click on the mouse. Jobs are good, and again get rid of the pen. So click escape, and I'm going to repeat exactly the same process. So I'm going to go up to trim, and I'm going to select delete, and I've got to do that twice again because I've drawn 2 lines over each other. Jobs are good. Let's scroll out. So using the wheel, scroll back. Hold the button with the wheel down so I get the little black hand and I can move that. So now I've got a building and I've got 2 door openings, which is fabulous. And now I can hear you all saying, well, where's the windows? It's exactly the same process that we're going to do. So let's zoom in again. Oh, let's press escape because it's wanting to delete stuff. So let's zoom in over this point, and I'm going to put a window somewhere central in there. I mean, I would, as a bricklayer, I'd always want something central, but it's central from the outside, so as it works in brick. So from the outside, it looks central. Some architects prefer it to look central on the inside. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter as long as there's a window going in. But first of all, I need to know what that length is. So if I click, I mean, again, this is only the way I do it. You could use the dimension checker up here, which is great, but I find it easier to select line. I'm going on there, place it on there, and come through to there, and it's telling me that that is well. Let's draw the line. It'd be easier. There we go. So it's telling me that that line is 3 meters 450 long. Brilliant. So let's just do something that we would do. So if I want the window to be central from the outside face, from the back garden, I'm going to go 3 450 divided by 2. That gives me 1725. So if I come back here and go 1725, and I'm just going to put a line there in the sand, as it were, and I'm going to click escape. So that's the center from the outside. From looking in this way, that's center of the world. Now, windows will come in all shapes and sizes. Again, they're normally standard sort of sizes. So for a decent sized kitchen window, they could be 1200 wide, they could be 1800 wide. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to go with 1800. So 1800 divided by 2 is 900. So I'm going to click my line, and I'm going to go on that point there. I'm going to go 900 that way. So type in 900, return, snap that down there, and then I'm going to 1800 that way. Snap that line up there, and that's my window. So click escape. Now I'm ready to get rid of some thingies. I'm just going to highlight that one and delete that now, and then I'm going to go back to the trim function that we used before. So I want that line to go. There we go. I had to do it a couple of times there because I've drawn a few lines on top of each other. So that's my window now gone. Now, door openings normally stay open like that. Window openings are normally designated by a couple of thinner lines, just slightly inset. So what I would do, I'm going to click escape, and all I'm going to do is select the line function, and I'm just going to come in 30 mil or so. Doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be dimension critical for this point of view. I'm just going to come across there, select there. I'm going to come 50 mil. That would be a normal size of thickness of a frame, and I'm going to come across there, and I'm going to escape. And then when I scroll out, I can clearly see that that is an opening, but there's something there, so that's a window. And if I do the similar sort of thing on here, click the line, I'm just going to check that measurement again. So from the outside it looks right, so 3225. Let's get rid of them. You don't want to be seeing them, do you? Just click escape. $325 divided by 2. 1612.5. 1612.5. That finds me the center, so I've done exactly the same thing there. Click escape. So now the window again. Maybe this one's only going to be, well, on the front it would be 1800 as well. Sometimes they're even bigger. So let's go 900 that way. Snap that line. 1800 that way. Snap that line. Escape. I'm going to delete that middle line because that won't trim. And I'm going to go back to the trim function, and I'm going to get rid of that. Hit it twice. Depends how many lines you've drawn as to how many times you're going to have to press it. So there you go. That's gone. Back up to the line. Select. I'm just going to go 30 mil in. I'm going to come across. Oh, it hasn't. Hold on, let me go a bit deeper so I can see what I'm doing. About 30 mil. That'll do. Go across there. 50 mil thickness for the frame, sometimes 70, but that's what it is. And click escape, and I scroll out, and now we can see that we've got the outline. Now at this point you've got to work out where your dividing wall is, so I'm just going to pop one in. It would normally be somewhere halfway, so I'm going to go about there. I'm going to come bang across there, and that this normally an internal wall would only be 100 mil thick, so I'm just going to scroll it, zoom in again. I would go 100 mil, and I would zoom out, snap it to there, escape, zoom out. I can see that, and normally the opening would be in the middle here, or somewhere around there, because normally there's a flight of stairs going up here. Sometimes the flight of stairs will go up there. So there could be a door opening there. It all depends. It all depends on the layout of the house that you're living in. So I'm just going to scroll in there and I'm going to click line and I'm going to come straight. Now internal door openings are slightly smaller than exterior, so they're about 830. So 830, snap that down, escape, back up to trim, and I'm going to trim that, and I'm going to trim that. And when I zoom out, so now you've got a very basic layout of your room. And I'm going to leave it there now because we're up to 15 minutes. So in tutorial 3, I'm going to show how we can replicate that into a cavity wall, but you haven't got to redraw it. Well, not in its totality anyway. So I'll cover that in tutorial 3. Thank you.